We're going to start in just a moment. Just letting everybody know that we're back online. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. It's beautiful out here. It's a great day for coding. And yeah, looking forward to getting some more coding done today. Okay, just finishing up. Place. Right. Now I think we're ready to get rolling. So today we're going to work a little bit on so basically as some of you know, I've been working on this DJ app for a long time now, and the idea of it is that you are able to create so it's something a little bit like melodics. If you're familiar with melodics, it's designed to help people learn how to do DJ scratches more effectively and to learn from others how to create their own scratches. So there are two parts to the app. There's one part that's where you actually play the game, and there's another part to the app where you can create lessons for other people to play. So if Jazzy Jeff or Qbert, two legendary DJs, wanted to create lessons for other people, or if you wanted to create lessons for other people, you can do so with the Scratch creator. So what we're working on today is that once you record a lesson, then I want to present the player or the lesson creator with a set of options. So one of those options may be that I want them to be able to save the lesson. Okay, so they save the lesson and then the lesson is like a package. Another option is that maybe they don't want to save the lesson. And then you have a question, well, do they want to re-record the lesson? Again, the same lesson with the same beat with the same scratch, but just re-record it again. So if they do that, then we need to erase the recordings that they've already created, pull everything back to the beginning, and then be able to put the game in a state where they can just start again. Or maybe they're finished recording, they saved the lesson, and now they want to go and they want to play the game, or they want to try actually playing the lesson that they just created. So that's another option that we may want to do. So if you joined me on the live stream the other day, then you will have seen that there was that we created these different options that we were thinking about. So these are just some different buttons, back to the track loading screen, package the lesson, delete and re-record the scratch lesson, or play scratch champion. And then what I've done in the meantime, I did this in my own time, is I thought maybe I want this to be more like a pop-up window that presents the user with this option. So I can show you how I've done that. I think that could be pretty cool for people that are learning how to create your own create your own apps. So essentially you have this this method that you can call. There's a class called the alert window class, which is a nice little class in JUCE. So if we go in here, yeah, you can basically add buttons, you can get the number of buttons. And so you can actually call a static method to be able to do this. So you don't actually need to create an alert window object. You can actually do this on the fly. So, and that's what we're doing here. So in this case, we are doing this method show asynchronously, and then we have these different options that you have. So you have message box options. So let me just show you what that looks like. So if I go in here, you can actually chain these. So the JUCE team have been very nice to allow where you can just chain these with as many as you want, with as many options as you want. So you see that if you do like with icon type, for instance, that what it does is it returns the message box options. So you can do with icon type, dot with title, dot with message, dot with button, and that's what we've done here essentially. So I've said with icon type, and then you have different types of icon types. So if we go here, we see that there's a no icon, question icon. So it just means it has a question mark, little question mark there. That's a warning icon or an info icon. So that's your different icon types that you have. Then I've said that I want this title to ask the question, save lesson. Then we have two options, yes and no. And then it also allows you to put a little lambda function there if you want to have something where put in a little lambda where you can actually record the response. So that's what we're doing there. So we got all of our options, and then we're invoking this lambda. Lambda that I'm invoking is right here. So we have this auto function, and then what we're doing is it's taking in this response, and so I have two options, yes and no. And what'll happen is that the response, depending on what the user actually clicks, it'll return a response. And so what I can do is I could use that response to send to other classes, or I can just start giving instructions on what I want to happen when the user clicks a certain response. So that's essentially what I've done there with the alert window class. This is inside another class that I have called in-screen. So what happens is that when the game state gets to a finished game state, it will create this in-screen class. Okay, so it basically runs all this. It makes it visible, creates the game screen, and then in the constructor, I've actually called this show async. And what happens is that it runs what's called a modal function. That means that it'll put up the alert window, and basically it holds everything in place until the user has made a selection. Once the user has made a selection, then it will invoke the function and it will finish doing whatever it needs to do. So with that, what we're going to do is we have the So we have the window. We also have this this saved lesson. And I'm not going to worry about look and feel of this. Obviously, this is like the JUCE default look and feel. Not going to worry about doing anything here just yet in terms of the way that it looks. I'll come back and I'll do that a little bit later. That'll probably take a little while anyway. So here we go. So I can actually show you as well if we go into let's see here. So if I go into my music files, so this is the way that I have things kind of organized now. So there's a user folder, it's called Scratch Champion. And then I'm going to change this a little bit more in the future. But the way that I have it for now is that I have a folder that has all the instrumentals that a user can select to record their lessons. Also has all of the scratches that the user can select that they want to scratch. Also, all of the images. And at the moment, I just have these as like demo images that we do. But eventually, you would want to have where the user could upload their own image for their Scratch lesson. And then the rest of these are just the various lessons. Okay, and that's what those lessons look like. So ideally, if you have in this situation, you have show async save lesson. If they click no, then we want to delete all of that lesson, right? So that's so user click no, and then delete lesson. Then maybe we want to present them. It is possible that we may want to present them with another alert window that says re-record lesson. So let's think about that for a second. So so you say save lesson, the user clicks no, deletes the lesson, then you want to say maybe then it's re-record same lesson, and then this would be like yes, no, then if it's yes, then that's obvious what needs to happen there. And then they just go back to the beginning. Then it goes back to the beginning with the same instrumental, with the same tracks loaded, and they're in a place where they can record the lesson. Okay, so now what about if they select no? What do we want to do? Maybe then we present them with two other options. So one option could be return to lesson select, or the lesson creation screen, or play Scratch Champion, maybe. So then we say return to lesson creation screen, or play Scratch Champion. All right. So maybe that's the decision tree there that happens. If they save the lesson, if they click yes, then maybe it goes to these same options. Okay, so says something like lesson saved. Then you have those, two options, right? So let's just take a look here, how we can make that. So let's just create, maybe first step would be, let's just create the alert window, this other alert window, and then we'll figure out how to get it showing in the appropriate places. So we see here that we have two, the decision, these two are the same, right? So we just got to create, let's just create an alert window for those options. Show async. And then here we will be JUCE message box options. And then with icon type, JUCE message box icon type, question icon. And then with title. So let's see, what could the question be? So for now, I'll just say select an option. I can come back and change that later. And then with button, we'll say create another lesson. With button, play scratch champion. And then, so now we have two of these, and I feel like this function needs to now have, I think it'll be appropriate to give it some type of name. So we will call this save lesson function. Right. Then we just need to rename down here, save lesson function. And then I would just do the same thing here. Just copy all of this business, bring it down here. This one's going to be called, I'll just call it select option function now. And then select option function. And this will give us a response. Yeah. There we go. So let's see here. So now let's take this. So I want to first see if this is going to look like a complete mess if I put this, if I nest these inside each other. So just going to do this, and then then it's not going to know what that is. So I need to put this up here. Right. And then I'll so variable can not be implicitly captured in lambda with no capture specified. Yeah, okay, so there's another. Let's see, how can this? I can see this is going to be start becoming a mess. So I just want to think about, because I'm going to want to put this same thing here. Okay. It's going to be it's going to start looking like a bit of a salad here. So okay, so let's see here. So what I'm going to do, put something like auto options equals. So this will help clear some of this up. Then I can do this. Bring this to the same line. Same thing here. Okay, then let's see. With no capture defaults specified. Okay, maybe I bring this out into its own function. So something like this. Let me put this down here. So maybe it'd be so int, maybe it returns an int, and then we say cut. So this is why I'm doing this in the first place, because it's all getting tangled up. So here is show selection box. Let's just get all of this mess in here. So. Then this will go here. This can just be called function now again, because it's fine. It's just kind of separated off. So now we just need to actually declare it in our header file. So go here. We'll do show save lesson box while we're here. This here. Go back here. Then int and screen show save lesson box. We will now throw all of that in here. Somebody said that I forgot to include the proper return type because I declared the return type as an int. Thank you very much. So there we go. Now we're golden there. And much appreciated. You get Polat. Thank you very much. So we have a suggestion from Johnny Syrup. Avoid nested Lambda functions and try out each step before you decide on the next step. Okay, great. Okay, I think that's a great suggestion. So let's so yes. So what we'll do is we will just try out each one of these before we get to the next part. Okay, so I'm just going to call this options again. There we go. So auto options. Just put this here. Nice of them to know. On back we know. There we go. Okay. So yes, so I'm returning the response. Okay, this is so I could just do. I just want to think about what we want to do here. Like I can just return the response, right? So we return the response. Then we can say, what was this? 1 equals yes. 0 equals no. It's almost like this is the same. So I'm wondering if I should just. do show box. And then just, maybe I could even just put in the options. Yeah, so I could say JUCE message box options. And options. And then I bring this, and then I bring this out. So this will be just kind of a shell. And then this would be just function. And I can bring this back into this, and then I could say show. I'll just say show alert. I'm going to change the name of this function to show alert box, taking in options. Okay. That means I can get rid of this one. I think that this will just clean. This will be function. So now I just need to make this a little bit more generic. First option 0 equals second option, etc. I don't like that it just returns an int, but that's all good. Okay, so this will just be called show box. Show alert box. There we go. Yeah. Expected 0. So, oh yeah. Would be JUCE message box options. Options. Actually, I'll just name it something different from what we have there. So just okay, full. So there we go. Okay. So alert box. So we could do return -1 there in the event that, can't see how this would happen, but something went wrong. So we do this. So I will do the JAssert option. So we call this auto response. Then we make sure response is not equal to -1. Somehow it didn't capture the user's response properly. Yeah, cool. So let's test that out. Felt like a lot of work for a little bit of code, but I think this is some nice little clean bit of code here. So here we go. Breakpoint. Oh. Um. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so it went through all of this, and once it's finished, then it'll. Okay. Let's see. I guess that. Maybe I just need it to be in here. Let's see, what would the proper way to do this be? So we got auto response. Really like something to. Something to happen if this is invalid. Okay, let's just see if it works with what we have now. Okay, so here we are, we're on the screen. I haven't actually consoled out the response. So DBG response. Response. There we go. Okay, so here we are. So this should return 1 in the console. And it did not. Now the plot thickens. Okay. Because this will have finished before the alert box. The constructor would have finished running before the box actually shows. So I actually need to do it in here. So this captures the response, right? Okay. We want this, so let's see. What are our options here? We could put everything in here, but that we could put what we want to happen in there. But if we do that, then I need to go back and I'm going to need to create 2 of these again. Okay, not such a big deal. Okay, so maybe okay, let's start there. So maybe instead of returning the response, this just becomes void. Okay, so my plan has been worded there. And what happens is we'll need to make specific ones for specific instructions for each one. So let's just. So if response is equal to 1, user clicks yes. And what do we want to happen there? Else if response is equal to 0, user clicks no. Else but JSR false. Okay, so not a valid response. Okay, so now I will move this in here, show, save lesson, box, keep on. I'm going back and I'm undoing everything that I just worked hard to do. Save lesson box. Doesn't take in any arguments anymore. Then okay, get rid of this. Okay. Options. Okay, now we're good. So show alert box. Show what did I call that? Save lesson box. Right. Great. So first thing, let's just make sure that that this actually works. PPG, yes. PPG, no. Build it. Someday we'll actually get to actually doing some stuff. Okay, here we go. So this should do 1. There we go. Yes. Then rebuild it again. And then save lesson. No. Okay, so we're all good there. Now, we need to define what that means. Okay, so I need to actually look at where these actually get saved, which I've actually forgot where those are. So let me just think here. So that's background. So I think it's in, yes, here we go. So in recording, we have this model set. Okay. Ah, yeah, here we go. So this is the writer. And now we need to, where does it actually save? So we got to finalize. Finalize. Then we got final lines. And then we got save. Now I need to look at where this actually saves. So that would be in the creator. In the recorder. So this is Scratch Master Writer. So I'm going to do Command Shift F, Scratch Master Writer. Sorry, I got scratchy throat for some reason. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to do that. I can go back through all this. So if they save it, so it's already saved. So this is like do nothing. So this is kind of like do nothing. We've already saved. If the response is no, then we need to go into the, now we need to go into the directory. So we could go to JUCE file class. So we will go auto user music directory. So I could say auto music directory equals JUCE file special location type. JUCE file special location type. User music directory. Then it will say auto scratch ambient directory equals music directory. Get see, so now we need got the deletes a file or directory. Okay, this is cool. We might want to do that. So it should be like get child file. Child get child file. Then it would be so let's see, let me get the actual music directory. So here we are, music So this is called Scratch Champion. So let's actually get in here. And we need, oh, actually this could be lesson directory. Plus lesson name. So we need to somehow get the lesson name into here. Okay. So JUCE string lesson directory. Lesson, yeah, lesson directory is good. Okay. Equals. Okay, let's go back here. Oh, I just need to. So this. Some files to, okay. Absolute path. Okay, so I didn't quite do this quite right. So this one need a slash at the end as well. Then we do JUCE. So auto lesson equals JUCE file. Then music directory. Let's see how I use this special location type. Location type. So we got get special location. So JUCE file get special location. We're getting there, I promise. Okay, so now then I can go back here. Then we will do oh, can I do all of this in one thing? Get child. Oh, yes. I didn't even realize I could do that. That's awesome. This will clean things up very nicely. And then what I could do is I could do plus maybe I'll create a function called get lesson name. Okay. Then, so then we will have a public function. I'll just put it here. I will do juice string get lesson name. Then return. So let's see, where did we get this? Where do we get the lesson name from? Question is, where do I put? So load when I do loading. So there's a loading screen. Now let's see. So we have this lesson name, right? So then does this, because this is in a screen that gets destroyed. So now the question becomes, where can I get this? Where can I get this when it's once I've created it? Let's see. So it goes to the loading screen. And then you have the play screen, but I don't think there's anywhere where I actually have. Oh, is this it? Lesson info. Lesson. So we have this lesson name. Where is that? That's in an image component. It's like a game info. So then the play screen. Let's see, so we got load info. Got this get lesson name. Oh no, that's what I created. So, so the play screen has this. So when maybe I just pass in. Let me go to the place where I actually create the screens. So I need to somehow get this into. So this is a. So maybe my screen creator holds that information. Like, I don't like that idea because that's this is just for creating screens. It's not really for Okay. You have, okay, so we got this. Get lesson name. Save to writer. Okay, we're getting there. So pull in metadata. Yes, this makes sense. This is the metadata class. Update lesson name. Metadata lesson name. Okay, so this is where we need to get. I just need to remember where that is actually created. So let's go. Yes, so that holds this. So this is like my main component. So it holds the metadata. Awesome. So now I just need to get this over to the end, get this over to the end screen. Okay, so you have the metadata. And I could, let's see. So create the end screen, but the end screen is just like a component, right? So maybe I include metadata. No, so the end screen is created here. Screen creator. The thing is that I don't have I have the screen, but I don't have any I don't have any background data that's associated with the end screen. It's just a component. Then it brings up the question, okay, should an end screen even know? Yeah, it's almost like I need another class that it's almost like I need another class that holds, just describes the data that is inside that the end screen is controlling. It's like you need like a data class that just says where everything is. So metadata is saying where all of that stuff is. But when you get to the ends, so you have this play data that is yeah, so it's like you have this play data that has all of this stuff, creating lesson directories and everything, but you don't have any type of of screen that's created, any type of place that holds the data when you get to the end. So you need yeah, you need a place for that, right? So maybe there's another class. Let's see, what would we call it? End screen data, possibly. Yeah, I'm thinking it could be called end screen data. So let's then again, it's like this place has all of that. This has all of that information. This is the metadata screen. You could use dependency injection. Not sure how that would work though. So pull data from the UI. So pull, this. So it's like the metadata. Yeah. So maybe so it's pulling the data in and it's saving it and everything. And now how do I access that from, where is, let's look at this. So you got this in used in this. So this is just metadata. Yeah. See how this play data, it pulls everything in. So it's like I need an end screen metadata that brings in the metadata and shows the relevant information that I need. It's charging my phone. So yeah, that seems to, and then data UI. So play data, when does play data get created? Play data. Actually, when does, so yeah, when does play data get created? So that happens, setup play screen. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So like this is your main. I want Scratch Creator, sorry. So we have this. then let's go to where this actually happens, right? So you have play screen. Yeah. Hmm. So play screen takes in the metadata, right? So let's go here to screen creator. No, doesn't. That brings in the loading screen. So when does I'm getting there. Yes, that's right, because whether you're when you're in a play screen, it depends on whether you're playing Scratch Champion or playing the creator. So then I just need to look at where that's actually created. So then you hit load. So I'm just trying to remember how I go from the loading screen to the play screen. So then we want to say something like state equals game state. But no. Just this. Is playing. So state is playing. Oh, it would be state dot state dot set. Oh, where was I? So I'm just looking for where I actually changed this. Okay. So we got that's the replay button. Load button clicked. Got it. Okay, so that's where. So this is where I actually set up the play screen. Then. Item, get lesson name. So then the game finishes. Yes, this is why it's a little bit different, because in every other state change in the game involves a button. This is the only one. This is the only place where the state change just listens and it automatically happens rather than throw a button. So this should be change listener callback. Yes, then you do state. So then the state changes to finished. Then it's like, then do you want to, what do you want then? You want to actually change the screen, change. So now where you get the, so you have this happening kind of on the data side. So now, because we have this metadata, lesson name, that's what I want. So does this create a, is this the class where we create new play data? Yes, so set up play screen. So I could do something similar here. So I have this play data. And then, yes, this creates a new play screen. The only thing that I don't like about that is that there are two places that create new screens. So where am I calling set up play screen? Set up play screen. So that's in Scratch. Champion Scratch creator. Yeah, so this is where I'm. Yeah. So then I'm calling that in Scratch. So we got it in Scratch champion. Okay, so I could do something like this. JUCE component. Scratch creator. set up end screen. Where do I actually call? Okay. Yes, so I can call screen changed. Yes, so I need to do something similar to this. Okay, so it will be, so I will create. So you have this new. So we have a new play screen. Right. So I could do include so this would be UI end screen .h. And then here say return new end screen. And then this will now, the only thing, so for now, I'm going to pass in the metadata, but I'm wondering if, because I'm going to need to manipulate things in the future. So I may need to change this around. So, okay. So we'll just pass this in for now. We have passed this in before the button listener. And then I need to do this here. Then I'm going to need to bring in metadata. So I'll do that here. Include dot slash data metadata. So it knows what I'm talking about. Then we will do a reference to the metadata. That. Then we need to move this buddy down here like this, and this will be metadata, and it's pointing from M data. All right. Then here we should be able to say metadata lesson name, get lesson. Oh, I thought metadata had get lesson name. What's going on here? Pull data from UI. Right. So this is the metadata object. Metadata dot lesson name. Why does that not work? Why is that not doing that? Oh, this is stupid of me. Why did I do that? I have scratch master metadata, but I don't. Okay, so do I need? Okay, I could just do this. JUCE string get lesson name. Const. Return metadata lesson name. Okay, so I don't need to pass in all of this, do I? Get lesson name. There we go. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. Yeah. This is going to work for now, but this is not. I'm going to need to expand on this as I do more things. So for now, let's just dbg music directory. Okay. Oh, JUCE directory. What is this? Get path. Oh, come on, man. Get full path name. Get full path name. Okay. Let's see if that just gets us to where we want to be. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, so in here, I need to pass in metadata. Then it's going to want the button listener, which is going to be let's see. So where's my screen creator? So button listener is so screen creator is screen creator is set up here. Right. I do create screen creator there. Okay. Getting there. So then screen creator, I think is coming back. That's right to this. Okay, so now I need to pass. So I need to go back to here. So then we've got, oh man. This is the one that's changing my states, right? Yes. Okay, so only thing is that we're going to need to pass in a reference to the button listener here to pass it into my end screen. So I would just put this down here, JUCE button listener and button listener. And then what I will do is I will add this here. Be listener. Then I need to pass this down here. Be button listener. And I need to actually add this to my list of functions. Oh, good catch. I'm gonna stay slash there. Okay. So then oh, actually, that's not void. Okay, then I'm going to need to what happened here? No type name button listener and namespace JUCE. Do you mean action listener? No. So why? Why is it not seeing button listener? Oh, JUCE button. Sorry, JUCE button listener. That. Okay. So we got setup end screen. All right. Then so we have play screen. Oh yeah. So basically it's something essentially like this. So where's my change listener? Okay, so then auto end screen equals get, what did I call it? Setup end screen. That's what I called it. Set up end screen. And then in my screen factory, I need, where is that at? Screen creator. So now this needs to be return screen. Not return new screen. Because I'm going to need to change this around a little bit. Okay, so okay, I think that's everything. All right, so if this worked properly, so we got screen changed, so that's showing null pointer. Init game state. So we initialize the game state there. So create a screen creator. Why did that? Ah, I know why. I'm setting this to screen to game state finished. Oh, dang it. But then then down here, I'm just returning the screen. Okay, that could indicate a larger architectural problem with my thinking. Okay, so let's go back here to where I create the end screen. This is the thing though, because there are certain, so basically I've made everything kind of generic between when I'm actually playing the game and when I'm actually creating lessons. So, but the only thing, so there are certain points in the game where there are certain points in the game where the screens are different depending on what type of game you're playing. So there's nothing that really invokes. It's okay though. I could actually go and I could just do this, just play the game, and it'll bring us to the point where everything finishes and we'll see where things are at. So that's all right. So yeah, because there wouldn't be any metadata. There wouldn't even be any lesson name. So I guess that actually, so let's go to screen creator. This is fine. So select, we do select choose app type. So yeah, so what I'm saying is that there's no actual there would be no actual lesson name or anything, so I wouldn't be able to even test if this works properly, but that's all right. This is cool because you'll actually be able to see me use the app here. So, and the funny thing is that if it gets to the end, if something's not right, then we'll have to probably just start again, change some things, start again. So here we go. So we hit launch. Okay, so now I'm in here. Need to change my input device to phase since we're using phase DJ. Wow, this is the first time I've actually ever actually shown this. So I'll just call myself DJ Josh. This will be end screen test. We will do the impeach break since I love that. And now we'll hook this baby up and hopefully it'll actually work properly. Let's see here. All right, so if everything's working properly, great. So now you're going to see me record a lesson and we will see what happens. So I can hit the space bar. Boom. Okay. All right. So now when we actually hit no, if we go to console out, we should see the file path. Boom. Okay. Make sure that that's the actual file path. So let's see. So that's just scratch champion and test. I don't think that that's quite right. So let's take a look here. So we need to go to end screen. So interesting. Get full path name. Just return scratch champion / end screen test. It doesn't. Can I just so let's see, so that I could do this. Okay, so let's try this. Get full path name. And then plus this. Right. And then we'll do this. Okay, so let's try that again. All right, here we are. So we will record a new lesson, launch it, and then record. So I'll do DJ Josh again. We will call this screen test 2. And then we will do the same beat. Actually, let's do a different beat. And then I will do the same sample. and then load it. And let's try this again. We're good. Okay. Now we go back. We can go back. We can say, oh, here we go. We'll say no, and this should give us the full path. There we go. So we got the full path. Okay. Just to, so thank you very much to Jatin, who said, super cool seeing the full app and workflow. Thank you very much. I think this is the first time that I've actually shown it ever. And then what we'll see here is that let's play that lesson really quickly and see how that works. So now we'll play the game. We'll launch it. Got the same setup screen. And see, here we have our lesson, screen test 2. And now we are going to hopefully play what we just recorded and get scored on how accurate we are. So yeah, just making sure that that actually scores fairly accurately, and it seems to be working, right? So yeah, except the only thing is my thing's not lined up right. See, term 1, my stars aren't lining up with my text, which is a little thing, but I could go back and fix that later. Okay, cool. So this is awesome because it actually works. Like the whole workflow works. Awesome. So now now we can go back to our original problem, which is that we want to delete. Well, we want to delete the so let's see how complicated we want to make this, right? So the first thing was save lesson. If we say no, like I just want to try to get to the most. Let's get to the just easiest workflow possible before we start really complicating it, right? So maybe if we say no, that it just deletes that lesson that you've just recorded, and where would it bring you? Maybe it could bring you back to the would it bring you back to the setup screen again? Yeah, that's the question. And then you get into like re-record the lesson, or select another lesson. Okay, so let's just do the first thing, which is just delete the actual lesson, right? So we get the path. Now we want to this should be pretty easy. Should just be, I believe there's just a delete deletes a file and all of its subdirectories. So then we could just do yeah. So let's see. So this is the path. So we could say auto lesson equals JUCE file. And we could just say lesson directory. Lesson directory. And then we will just say, oh, actually, I can just do this. Just take all this, pop that baby in there. Yeah. And then we will just do lesson dot delete. So I'll do lesson delete recursively. Okay. So here we go. So let's test out, see if this actually works. Okay, so we got this. Create new scratch lessons. Hardware setup, that's all good. Be DJ Josh again. This should delete. And then we will do this. We will do this. So here we go. Getting ready to load this again. And we will create another lesson. Great. So now we are here and we have this lesson and it's called this should delete. When I hit no for save lesson, it should go away. And it does not. Okay. So what happened there? So we hit no. So let's see. What did I do wrong? Deletes a file or directory and all its subdirectories. Why did that not work? Okay, so JS search. Lesson is directory. This is cool. This is fine. Why did that not work? That is strange. I thought for sure that I had that nailed. Oh, is it because I haven't put a slash there? So let me just, I'm just going to DBG lesson, get full path name. Okay, so we'll step through this again. That was very strange that that did not delete. Okay, let's try this. Okay, why has it? Oh, what's happening is not sure what this is all about. Not sure why this is hitting okay, but it's. Let me just do this. Okay, weird. Okay, let me force to quit this. Okay. Why, what is this? Not sure what happened there. Don't know how to get rid of this. It's like it's freaked out on me. I'm not sure why. Don't know. I don't have anything in my applications that I could actually even use to. There's nothing in here that'll actually let me do this. I don't know. I don't want to be forced into a situation where I would need to restart. I'll try this one more time, and if not, then it's okay. Maybe this is just time for us to wrap up. I feel like there have been some good strides though. Let's see if okay. Yeah, it's just frozen. I'm afraid I would have to restart my computer in order to fix it. So blame it on Apple. But so that's a little bit anticlimactic, but this is but yeah, made some strides today, made some steps. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. This has been fun. I think we got some things done. So yeah, with that, have a great Sunday. Hope everybody's well and speak to you soon.